the biggest story in Mandate 2026, the biggest surprise element has been around the Tamil Nadu exit poll numbers by Axis My India. Joining me now is the Chairman and Managing Director of Axis My India, Pradeep Gupta. Thank you very much, Pradeep ji, for joining us. You have become a big hero since last night because of your numbers. I'm just, reminding our viewers of your numbers for Tamil Nadu once again. DMK Alliance, you have given between 92 to 110. TVK, the new party, you have given 98 to 120. AIDMK Alliance, 22 to 32. How have you arrived at this? Especially curious because you have given both DMK Alliance and TVK the exact same vote share at 35%.
Yes, Zakka, with the same vote share, 2% error margin, it can go plus minus 2%. It can be 33 for one party and it can go up to 37 for another party.
Okay.
So this is the kind of a range, vote share range we have given. Now coming to how we have arrived to this figure at Axis My India, our methodology is very simple. Face-to-face interview with representative sampling. And our team has traveled across the state of Tamil Nadu, and whatever findings we could get in our survey, we have projected here.
But Pradeep ji, tell me, no other survey, and I'm looking at the poll of polls, none of the other surveys have given TVK anything more than 15 or 20 seats maximum, minimum of 8 seats to maximum of 15 to 20 seats. Yours is the outlier poll which is giving him anywhere between 98 to 120 seats. What did you see that the other pollsters did not see?
So in our poll findings, we have seen majorly the two demography which is playing the role over here. One is the gender, which contributes 50% of the population, particularly women. Women voting more to TVK than DMK, and among men, male is voting more to DMK than to TVK. This is one. Two, another demography is age group. In age group of 18 to 39 years, which contributes 42% of voting population of Tamil Nadu, en masse they are voting in favor of TVK, whereas 40 plus age group, which contributes 58% of the population, their DMK is leading in that age group. So these are the two demography, and particularly on the ground, the kind of phenomena, the fan following, the stardom of Vijay is taking place is phenomenal. I mean, en masse people, particularly 18 year to 25 year, whomsoever you talk, more than 75% people are saying they are voting for Vijay.
No, anecdotally, I've also heard the same thing. But I want to break down both those, gender and this youth factor that you talk about. So in your poll, in gender, male for DMK is down 13 points, female is down 13 points. So both male and female is down 13 points. For TVK, male is up 32 points, female is up 38 points. So 38 female to 32 male for TVK. For ADMK, you have said male is down 15 and women is down minus 23. So is it fair to suggest that more women who used to vote for ADMK are now voting for Vijay?
Absolutely, yes. You are 100% right. That is the case we have witnessed. ADMK is losing big time among the women voters, which traditionally has been a stronghold, this demography for AIDMK.
And why is that? Why are they voting for a new party?
New party meaning why they were voting to AIDMK because of J. Jayalalitha. Now she is no more, and the new star has emerged, and they are favoring him.
No, because the reason I ask for that is also because, see, for example, Stalin, one of his big flagship programs is for women. I think 1,500 or 2,000 rupees for women. So he was banking on that women support will come because he's been paying for the last 5 years 1,500 or 2,000 rupees every month to women. But it doesn't seem like that has helped.
It is helping in some way, but not fully. It is helping. Still DMK is holding on to 34% of women voter. Earlier, it used to be AIDMK who used to score more. And that is the precisely reason why in 2016, J. Jayalalitha repeated the government.
One other interesting data point that I saw was the more educated you are, the more you are tending to support TVK, which again I find, quite interesting because 12th pass 41%, graduate 46%, postgraduate 38%, and professional degree or education 51%. So are you suggesting the more educated people are, the voter is, he or she is more inclined to supporting Vijay? If so, why?
I mean, that is something the technology and the fan following, and in particularly when it comes to youth and जो बोलते हैं ना हम थोड़ा पढ़ा लिखा, they don't go by a traditional way. The traditional way of party following for last 50 years, both the party, 50 years is too much a time. 50 years is too much a time to change, particularly for the younger demography and those who are educated ones. For traditional, you know that they just go with this thing, loyal voters, what you call them or classify them.
So one other thing, Pradeep Tamil Nadu has been a highly urbanized state, but yet at the same time, there are a large number of rural constituencies as well. Again, in your rural-urban data split, you have said that DMK is losing 14 points in rural, it's losing 12 points in urban. TVK is gaining 33 points in rural and 38 points in urban. Now, many people say that TVK is largely an urban phenomena. He won't get that much support in rural, but your data seems to show that urban-rural support is more or less the same. How?
No, not more or less the same, Zakka.
So,
5% point gap is there, 33 in rural and 38 in urban.
Okay.
33 in rural and 38 in urban with a big difference. But when it comes to rural and urban classification these days, in the age of technology, do you think people sitting in rural area does not have the smartphone or the a social media connection? Information, the reaching out and outreach is not a problem, particularly in case of Vijay. I mean, he's a star, he's a movie star. So
yes,
that rural phenomena doesn't work. It's other way around. It works in his more favor.
You think it's also because his campaign has been focused a lot more on social media, and therefore these days everybody consumes social media
and theater, movies. In Tamil Nadu, movies is a big thing.
Okay.
Movies is also clubbed together.
Now let's come to the age demographic, and you're right. I mean, I also heard a lot of young people anecdotally saying that they will give Whistle a chance. Your data says amongst 18 to 19-year-olds, which is 3% of the electorate, you have given 68% support. 70% of people are supporting TVK. Between 20 to 29, that is 59%. So almost 60% is giving in the age group of 20 to 29, which is almost 20% of the electorate. So in the age group between 18 to 29, he has almost 65% support. You're saying that this is the fundamental driver of his win?
Yes, there are two things. One is the sheer weights among the population, the numbers. Two, influencer. They influence a lot. I have spoken to myself in Tamil Nadu. The lady at the age of 45, I asked her, whom you voted? She said, Vijay. I said, do you know Vijay's symbol? She said, yes. Whistle. I said, how do you know whistle? She said, my daughter who is in Tanjavur called me. She's 28 years of age and made me understand whom to vote, how to vote, and symbol. So this is the phenomena. This is where the technology comes into play.
So are you suggesting that even in families there is a divide, or younger voters are convincing their parents and their elders to vote for Whistle?
Yeah. Another case in Chennai, one of my friend's colleague, he says my 7-year daughter has told me, if you don't vote for Vijay, I will not talk to you.
Okay.
7-year daughter. Hear me out. 7-year daughter.
But tell me, Pradeep ji, this 18 to 29 is it's about 20% of the electorate. With 20%, he can't reach 35% votes, no?
No. If you see, Zakka, carefully, you are not saying it carefully. Between 18 to 39, where the lead of TVK is way high than the DMK.
Okay.
18, which contributes 42% of the population.
Okay. But what about the people above 39, which is the majority, no?
That's the 58%. But the margin there you see is not as much as here. So that suffice the fill the gap of this age group of 42%.
Okay, so you're saying that because he has much higher numbers in the younger demographic, he's able to challenge or beat the DMK, which may have a higher percentage in the older demographic, but the margin is much smaller for the DMK.
Higher in younger demographic, yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing, I mean, some people have quoted this on social media also. Some of the caste data that you have released, they are saying that is not in keeping with the known demographics of the state. For example, OBC, MBC population, I think you've shown at 28%. It's much more than that. Even in the subcaste, Vanniers, Gounders, etc. Is there anything that you would want to say on that?
See, I'll tell you, Zakka, this is the sample size because nobody knows what is the exact number because the caste census is yet to release. So nobody knows that. We have polled in our sample size, that is the percentage, which may be vary, but it is not drastically varying, and then the result may go upside down. These are we call it common demography. What is more important is always unique demography, which is gender and age.
Okay, so you have predicted 98 to 120. What is the downside? Matlab, jo kehte hai na, what is the floor and what is the ceiling as far as Vijay is concerned? Obviously, if it's a wave, it could go above 120. If it is not as you are predicting, what is the bottom floor for him and what is the ceiling?
Less than 20 of my lower range, less than 20 seats of my lower range, which is 98, it can reduce to 78, the lower and worst possible scenario.
And the higher end?
It can go anywhere 10, 20 more than 120.
Okay. Generally in elections, what do you notice? If there is a trend, if it is moving directionally in one direction, it tends to strengthen in that direction?
Yes, this is what we have seen in the past.
So just last couple of questions. What changed? 3 months ago, nobody was giving Vijay this kind of numbers. I went to Chennai in February. I didn't think that he would get this kind of numbers. What changed in those last 3 months, and particularly, I believe, in the last few weeks?
See, Zakka, even today, very few people, and our poll is suggesting so. Even today, the scene is the same. What is more, understand whom you talk to and what is the representativeness in your talking or sampling. That is what is more important.
No, because the phenomenon,
there is lots of noise also on the ground just before the election. So this is something we have seen in the past as well.
No, a phenomenon like this we haven't seen maybe in NTR in the early 80s in Andhra Pradesh, and then MGR, of course, in 1977. So we haven't seen this, at least in the last 30, 40 years.
That's right, because established parties were there, and that time somebody has to emerge like him. We have seen Chiranjeevi also, Pawan Kalyan also.
Correct.
They tried, Kamal Hassan also. Multiple stars has tried, particularly in southern India. But none of them could reach to this level.
So what is the difference? What do you see as the difference?
It's just the fan following and how he's been putting his effort for last 2 years, I believe. And second is that he's never been in the media or any media appearances. It shows that how focused he is and how confident he is as far as his ground or readiness or preparedness for the election.
So Pradeep ji, before you go, 2 things I want to know. One is, if your numbers go wrong, you will still join us on 4th May, right, on counting day?
I will join, no problem. Sometime it may go wrong.
Okay. No, we won't make you dance or cry. Don't worry. I'll assure you that. But one final word as we go away. You were supposed to release your Bengal numbers, but you're not releasing. Can you shed some light on why?
No, because 70 to 80% people are not willing to talk, and my sampling is not representative enough. Until and unless we get that kind of confidence, and particular our statistical values has to come in each of the cell. We call it each of the cell. Different demography, geography. Until and unless that is adequate enough, it is not right on our part to release the numbers.
But this is the first time such a thing is happening. You've done many Bengal polls, many polls in other states. This is the first time you're not releasing for a state?
Yes, earlier it was 20 to 30% people who were not speaking, but now that number has gone to 70 to 80%. So that's the case.
Okay. Pradeep Gupta, we'll leave it at that. We'll see you on the 4th of May for counting day. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it. In a sense, many are saying he's either going to be the hero on May 4th or he's going to be the villain, because no one has given him quite these numbers. What we'll do is we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll analyze not just these numbers, but the numbers from other pollsters as well. Because let's face it. I mean, look, I'm a journalist. I'm not a psephologist or a pollster. Anecdotally, what I heard was a lot of people, young people, women, were willing to vote for Vijay and did vote for Vijay. In fact, a lot of them turned up in the attire that he normally wears, a white shirt and a khaki or beige pants, symbolizing that they were his fans or symbolizing that they were going to vote for him. We'll analyze that, look at the demographics and the scenarios that could possibly play out, because already lots of meetings are happening. Stalin has convened a meeting, Vijay has convened a meeting with his candidates. They're all preparing for all kinds of possibilities in what is a fascinating election in Tamil Nadu. Quick break. We'll see you with a full panel right on the other side.